fans, it's time to talk about Jonathan Kuminga. What's going on, Dub Nation? I am your host of Warriors Today by Chat Sports, Allie Barefoot, and I think it's time we finally pay dividends to the 21-year-old of the Golden State Warriors. We're really going to talk about, with the trade deadline coming up, why the Golden State Warriors need to keep Jonathan Kuminga. Because you guys know as much as I have, the rumors have been flying off the charts about whether or not JK is going, JK is staying, who the Warriors are going to trade, and when. Let's go on ahead and take a look at the timeline here, just to put it all into perspective. January 5th, Kuminga wasn't happy with the Warriors and Steve Kerr and his playing time, and he was just kind of fed up with how the whole system was working. January 7th, the Warriors said they didn't want to trade Kuminga, so they're going to have to make peace eventually. January 11th then happens, and apparently everybody but Steph Curry is now available for trade. So which one is it, Golden State Warriors? Because the next date that's coming up is the February 8th NBA trade deadline. So I am here to make my statement on why the Warriors should keep Jonathan Kuminga. And if you guys agree with me, all I need you guys to do is like this video. Go on ahead and get that number up as high as we possibly can so that everybody that clicks in knows they want Jonathan Kuminga to stay in the Bay Area. I think it's imperative the Warriors keep JK for numerous reasons, just for the fact that all of the Warriors, mainly the trio, is getting older. However, the Warriors had this great situation where they have a lot of young guys on the team and one of the best coaches in the NBA, as the decade would prove. And when I talk about Jonathan Kuminga being 21 years old, keep that in mind because some of these stats I'm going to show you does not look like something a 21-year-old is putting up in the NBA. So let's go ahead and break down what he's done from 20 to 21. Last season at this time, he played 35 games. Now he's played 39 games at this year. Look at the improvement in every single category except his assists, because I think he's starting to keep that ball and find a rhythm with his shooting. He's averaging 13.6 points per game as opposed to 8 last year. His rebounds are 4.3. His assists, his field goal percentage has nearly doubled, and his three-point percentage did double. He's constantly getting better. And he just recently hit another milestone of a career high of 28 points on January 14th. He's consistently getting better on a Golden State Warriors team that's had a lot of struggles this season on the court. So I think JK has been a bright spot for the Golden State Warriors, who are currently 12th in the Western Conference. Like I said, all while being 21 years old. If you think JK has even found his ceiling yet, you are crazy. He is only just getting started, and I think if the Golden State Warriors were to trade him away to try to make this season better, you'd be making a huge mistake. We've seen this with other people in the NBA. For example, it's Mikal Bridges. He played for the Phoenix Suns. He was a great role player. He went to the Brooklyn Nets, and he became the star. I am terrified of that happening for Jonathan Kuminga with another franchise. So if you guys stick around for the second half of this video, I'm going to break down why the Golden State Warriors should be keeping Jonathan Kuminga. And like I said, those stats will speak for itself. But first, I want to get you guys hip to one of the biggest games of my life. The number one daily fantasy sports app in America right now. It is PrizePicks. There's a reason why I'm playing it, and everybody in America is playing it right now, because it's just so much fun to play. And it's super easy. All you guys have to do is pick between 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats, and you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. And PrizePicks actually does want you to win. That's what I think, because look at this pick for Christian McCaffrey. They currently have a deal going on to have him having more or less than half a rushing yard. If you guys know CMC, which I know you do living in the Bay Area, that's a lock. Well, I also took Klay Thompson to play tonight against the Atlanta Hawks to have more than 2.5 assists. And then I had Damian Lillard with the new head coach in their system to have more than 17.5 field goals attempted. These are my picks, but you can go on ahead and make yours. All you have to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Be sure to use promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100 and watch yourself win some real money in real time. There is no secret that Jonathan Kuminga has been a hot commodity on the trade market right now, especially for the Golden State Warriors, as they have had reports come out that Andrew Wiggins no longer has a lot of value on the Golden State Warriors trade market. So Jonathan Kuminga is probably going to have to be paired with somebody else in the Warriors if they do want to make a trade this season, which is what really puts the Warriors in a pickle because multiple teams have been interested in a trade with the Warriors, but whether or not Dunleavy wants to give up JK or Moses Moody, that's kind of been the issue. So it would be extremely hard to make any kind of trade this year that doesn't involve JK, because if you look at all the reports, most teams out there are either looking for draft picks or they're looking for talent that can play right now. And for the Golden State Warriors, that's Jonathan Kuminga. Well, thankfully, Mike Dunleavy does have his head screwed on straight, and this report did come out from Kendra Andrews when she said this on the Zach Lowe podcast a few weeks ago, saying there are higher-ups in this organization who are infatuated with Kuminga and are not ready to part with him. And I'm really hoping she's talking about Joe Lacob, because we know that they have a great relationship between the GM and the 21-year-old. And this has not been all bad this entire season for the Golden State Warriors. They've had a lot of good things come out of this season on the court. When I'm talking about what they have excelled in this season, I'm talking about their perimeter defense. They're allowing opponents to shoot 35.9%, which is in the top 10 of the NBA. Their contested rebounds, 23.7%, once again, top 10 in the NBA. And then, of course, their catch and shoot points, 35% from catch and shoot, which is not bad at all. I think the Golden State Warriors have definitely not hit their ceiling as well. Do I think another player needs to come in? Absolutely. Does that mean sending JK away? Absolutely not, because when you look at what the Golden State Warriors are good at this season, look at this. Jonathan Kuminga is also good at these this season. Do they correlate? I'm sure they do. Perimeter defense, he's allowing people to shoot 34.5% when he is defending them. This is overall. Okay, the only player that I have seen do better than this is Dario and Draymond Green. He's 21. Dario's 29, and Draymond is 30-something. Contested rebounds, he has 1.1 contested rebounds per game. Draymond has 1.8. Klay Thompson has less than 1. He's continuously getting in the paint. He's improving his defense every single game, and his catch and shoot percentage is 49.5. That's beautiful. Compare it, Steph Curry's is like 62%. So he's not as good as Curry, never claimed him to be, but he's still very good for what the Warriors have this season. So my take here, and why the Warriors need to keep Jonathan Kuminga, is the fact that if Golden State trades Kuminga now, you're going to regret it. You can clip this and you can put it wherever if they do make a trade, because I promise you the Golden State Warriors will regret getting rid of Jonathan Kuminga, and it's time to implement JK into majority of the Warriors games. He was in the starting lineup for a while, then Steve Kerr took him out. He was getting a ton of minutes at one point, and then Steve Kerr sat him for Andrew Wiggins. This whole back and forth is what had Kuminga make this outburst in the first place about not being happy in Golden State. Your main priority at this point, Dunleavy and Steve Kerr, if you're not going to be in the top 10 of the Western Conference, is keep Jonathan Kuminga happy, keep Steph Curry happy, and figure out what to do with Andrew Wiggins. I think Jonathan Kuminga could be the future for the Golden State Warriors, but if they were to trade him away, because there have been reports that he's not completely safe, everybody but Steph Curry is available. Who should the Warriors trade for? Who would you like to see the Warriors get? And that means you have to send away JK, because there are better players than Jonathan Kuminga out there. So who would you like to see come to the Golden State Warriors in return for Jonathan Kuminga? And if you guys have made it this far, go on ahead and give me a like on that video. If you want Jonathan Kuminga to stay, it goes a very long way, and it's a great way to support us here at this channel. So all you guys have to do for me is hit that like button.